everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. This is a practice game I played against Berlioz from Team France. He's playing Dread Elf and we played this game just before the release of the ETC list, so it was the occasion for me to try out the last couple of details. So it was mainly about finalizing my list rather than testing this matchup that I already know from previous game. So the two things I really wanted to try was the Shaman in a version quite cheap with Firebrand and no additional channel with Master Thaumaturgy, and the Great Khan. I found out this build which I like because it's on paper brings me some additional range damage and is still decent in combat. So I found it really interesting and I wanted to try it out on table before the release of the list, and the rest remains pretty much the same as before. My opponent was playing the following, pretty classic Dread Elf list, don't need to go too much into details. You have the usual triple Dread Knight, double Yema, double Obsidian Guard as BSB, which I like really much. We have one Altar, some Black Cloak, the triple Corsair that can act as chaff and help the Dread Elf progress on the table. I think they are key in Dread Elf list, and a lot of scoring units. So yeah, two of the lists that we see a lot and are very powerful for this season. We played Skull of Red Stab and Refused Flank. It was me that won it, but I picked the attacker. I won the first roll, so I picked attacker. The primary, it's a primary that is decided turn 6, so it will be disputed. I can give him some ground early on and then try to counter push. I think that will be mainly my plan here. On the secondary, I got Assassinate, so I had to pick his character, and the second pick was his Black Cloak because I found out they are going to be active no matter what. And for him, he needed to kill one of my Tusker. Past victory, like I said, range damage early on, setup counters, and the counter push, generally speaking, late in the game to try to play for the primary. My opponent, obviously, to attack, board control, attack, engage in combat, definitely. Yeah, here I think big debate between starting and playing second for scoring last. I think here I wanted to try out dropping to be attacker and start on the starting line and try to start on the range damage. I felt with Refused Flank he could take up too much speed if he started, so I like the fact that I could start to do damage before even he plays. Generally speaking, I like this matchup. I know that Dread Elf like it as well. I played it several times, so I think it's a matchup that is going to happen for me at ETC. Probably, maybe even multiple times, because I think it's a matchup where Dread Elf can play and win, Ogre can as well. I think on paper it's still for Ogre can, because Ogre can it's less difficult to win this game in comparison to Dread Elf that has to produce a peak attack and achieve very good attacking setup and game plan and execute it to almost perfection to really get a solid win, which can be a big win. But in the other case, if the Ogre can defends well and counter push well, it has an edge due to the quality of the range damage, basically. We went that way, so by cutting the map, that was also one factor to pick attacker here. It's pretty even for Skull of Red Stab. We both get 3, meaning we are going to play for the middle one. I dropped, like you can see, some Tusker in the middle, some Tusker on the strong flank. Scrappling are spread around the board. I put all my Bombardier here on the strong flank because I felt this part of the map is quite open. I can take advantage from that. He had some very good cover between the forest, the wall and the ruin, so I felt south part of the map is less interesting for Bombardier. I place my 2 cannons here to support the Great Khan unit that is going to try to contest the center. That's my main unit, basically, and here try to defend with those grappling. These Bombardier are no other spot for them, so that's why they went here. And we have the giant that can threaten with the flank push or come back. I have a lot of options for him. My opponent, he went with militants, the Yema, the other Yema are here, the 3 cavalry, you see them. We have, I think, Corsair, these are Obsidian Guard, other Corsairs, militant with the altar, and that's it. And the character obviously inside the unit, and his Black Cloak scouted inside the ruin. What he did, which was smart, was to Vanguard of the defender 6 inch here. which basically forces put some pressure on my bombardier and forces them to move backwards, which force also my cannon to move. So I think I could have anticipated that. He takes advantage from the cover, he gets some board control and forces my cannon to move. So I think my cannon should have definitely moved here, started a bit more down because I have now to pay the -1 to move. So that's my turn 1 movement, move back the cannon, move back the bombardier, prepare flea pass for those guys because I think I got a 6 charge and I have to avoid that. And yeah, I push hard on the strong flank obviously. Here I jump back with my giant because I made some calculation, and with the shooting poison is going to kill the giant. If I try to play it on the flank, he can block me easily with Obsidian Guard and then move those guys around and shoot me to death. So I felt, let's keep the giant for now in the defense mode. I do Rain of Fire on those guys. I kill 3. I think I kill a Corsair as well with the Rain of Fire. The Wrath of God failed on 4 dice. Bombardier shooting. Here I got 3 in the flank, those in the front, but I did nothing. The cannon did nothing as well, and then I think my Great Can killed another 2 of those guys, if I recall correctly. His turn, he charged my bombardier who had to flee, and this provoked a panic on this cannon, which was passed, but I could have avoided that easily by moving a bit better. I should have avoided the panic check at least. And like I said, if I deploy better, I could have avoided this flee as well. So that wasn't so well done for me. And here you see that's his attacking flank. He's going to push this way. So we have the Black Cloak in front, we have the Corsair in front, which makes a lot of sense. They are going to try to block my advance, chaff me, and he's going to try to engage. Obsidian Guard also pushes well. He gets, I think, yeah, on the devastating charge, he gets a Strider. But didn't get any DT on the Obsidian Guard who push, and I think he got Strider on those guys on the charge, if I recall correctly, because of the altar, I think so. He didn't push that much, going to maintain this, but put me under pressure to avoid this Tusker to be too much active, and basically push south. Magic Face, he gets -1 to armor save on this Tusker here, and with shooting is going to do 2 wounds on the same Tusker. My turn. I move back, reposition the giants to be ready to countercharge. The same for the Tusker here. Bombardier are stuck, so they go out of arc, they shoot here short range, and then I will decide next turn if I flee, if I stay, what I do. This leaves with a medium charge, 4+. Maybe I could have managed by turning a bit more like that to get 5+, but then I didn't like the overrun that way, so that was the reason why. But I don't know, maybe that could have been worth it to make it slightly longer on the Obsidian Guard, but I wanted also to be out of that arc, so that was also another consideration for me. Anyway, start to push a bit more with the Scrappling on top, and the Bombardier just reposition. The same for the Magic. In the Magic phase, I miscast on the Wrath of God, going to position here in the middle. My opponent let it go. Quite happy about that. I do 3 wounds on my unit, and I also do Hereditary on this Tusker. To be honest, I cannot recall really why. I felt I had nothing better to do, so that was the choice for it. But I don't know if I didn't pick the Fireball. I could have done something different for you with those 2 dice, most likely. Yeah, I had only... That's a little bit the problem that I realized with Thaumaturgy. You have nothing to cast with 2 dice. And basically was too far away from the breast weapon for these guys south, which could have been great, but I was too far away. Meaning I couldn't really support that part, and already the other spells are all too high to cast. So I just did the Hereditary, but it didn't matter much. Bombardier, I kill those guys between the Bombardier and the Great Can, so that was nice. 1 cavalry less. The cannon, I think I killed some cavalry, but I cannot recall where and how. I wrote down I killed 2, but I didn't see them on the screenshot. But anyway, and I didn't rally the Bombardier who go off the board, so that's 3 points for my opponent. His turn. Yeah, I think I'm going to kill... I killed 2 guys here with the Great Can, and then this cannon finishes that. I think that's the way it goes. I think the Great Can killed the 2 guys here, or the Bombardier. Bombardier most likely. And the Great Can finishes here, and the cannon nothing probably. So yeah, those guys. He double charged me here, boom boom. Inside the little Scrappling, all good. He chaff the counter charge of the Tusker. onto the Black Cloak, all good. Pushes some Corsair to shoot here. He attempted charge which failed on 4+ from the Obsidian Guard, which obviously was not so cool for me. I expected not to flee because I felt then I can move forward out of arc, shoot those guys and maybe panic them, or maybe do enough damage with the shooting that they cannot anymore engage me. So I felt it's interesting enough to tempt that, but that was a bit dicey. Let's be honest. Corsair move here. Here he defends a little bit the flank, and he moves the altar and Yema into position to support. So basically you see really the attacking flank here starting to engage on turn 2. Magic Phase. I get another -1 armor save on my Tusker. I dispel -1 resilience onto the Scrapling, and he fails the +1 to hit. Close combat, I stick on 9 rollable. My turn. And yeah, shooting, he killed 1 model of Tusker, which allows my giant to charge over here, which is a panic check on 9 from the Terror, which my opponent failed. And then I attempted something, so you will see I tried out some stuff on this turn, which we are going to discuss about. So I went with Giant in the front and Tusker in the flank. Why Tusker in the flank? To make sure I kill those guys. And between the static and everything I do, that should be a check that is really hard to do for the cavalry, who should break and flee that direction and could potentially block multiple units and block all his flanks. So that's basically the idea here. Those guys, they move in short range to shoot. Here I charge the fleeing Corsair with an attempt to overrun into these guys, which could be very interesting because there is no counter charge since I chaff here with my Scrapling and I position my Tusker and Bombardier to shoot and counter charge. Okay, reposition also my cannon to get ready for future charges. In the Magic Phase, I get a Firebrand, so the breast weapon on the Tusker. Hereditary 4 dice against 4 got dispelled. And then Bombardier kills some of Temple Militant, some Obsidian Guard, like 3, but he passes his check, but not enough for me. And kills some other guys. And the close combat, so I kill the Black Cloak. I did some damage on the cavalry. I had a check on 4 to make non-rerollable 4, and he passes the check, which, to be honest with you, disturbed a little bit my plan. And I forgot exactly what I wanted to achieve after that. I didn't overrun with Giant and just saw I'm going to reform and flee. But you will see afterwards the problem. Here I kill those guys and I overrun. His turn, yeah, I charge into the flank of those guys. At first, maybe first of all, on his turn 2, the Comet that you can see here, the Wrath of God, didn't come down. On my turn 3, it didn't come down again. Could have been interesting again. Didn't come down. And on his turn 3, it will be again very significant to come down. So he charged me in the flank. I was feeling that's a lot of Scrapling. He can do damage, but I should still have enough ranks. Will that be the case? We will see. And I should completely kill those Corsairs, so I'm not even sure to lose. So that was my perception of it. What I little bit forgot was the idea that I wanted to block the altar. I could have overrun with the Giant to try to block the altar. That could have been also an option here, which I didn't do. And I think, I had plan A, the cavalry, to try to block. Plan B should have been to push the Giant. I needed like a 5, but I mean, that could have been the case. And even if it's not the case, then it restricts his charge to go over me and be in a position that is maybe a bit more annoying for him. So you get that charge, cavalry sticks on 4, move the Corsair to my flank, charge me with Obsidian Guard, move the Yema forwards, double charge with Yema and Militant here, and move the Corsair forward, all good. Magic Phase. He gets, and I double flee on this cavalry charge with Tusker and Giant, which are both going to be a rally on 8. Not so easy. Wrath of God doesn't come down. It was, again, very significant because, as you can see, this unit is very close. So this unit is really close, and obviously if I kill like 6, that's a lot of rank less in the key combat. Killing Corsair as well could matter. You see the Yema here, you see the cavalry. That was a very important moment for the Wrath of God, and I was waiting for it since 2 turns. So it doesn't come down, so it will not save me. What happened in the close combat? Here breaks me and just reforms. Here breaks me, and here breaks me as well. And I didn't even kill all the Corsairs, which allows him to flee that way. I only roll a 1, so he catch me. He also roll a 1, so stop just in front of the bunker. At least that's that. But yeah, huge mistake, just lost the game here. My turn, charge here. I try to charge here and here just to see if that's worth it or not. But still, you see the resources. I mean, he still got that, still got that, still got that. Those guys also pushing. I mean, that's still too many resources after what I lost. I don't have much leadership left due to the Great Khan not on the board anymore. So yeah, I have huge issue here. I can still get a lucky Wrath of God. I mean, killing some guys here, killing some guys here, the magic doing some stuff. You never know. You never know if I kill some of those knights and the Yema as well, maybe, and break those guys and break on top. I mean, there is still a game. There is still a game, but it's getting less and less likely for me to win it. I'm going also to fail an important charge here. Bombardier in the flank here on 3+, which was very interesting because those are scoring Bombardier. So to charge a flank, a banner, -1 rank for him. I could win that combat, non-rollable. Yeah, he got here the Obscene Guard, rollable, but still could have break him. But I failed that charge on a 3+. Wrath of God comes down, roll a +1. So yeah, that's the end now. Get a Ritter in the close combat on those Bombardier. The close combat, I'm going to roll average. He has exactly 1 guy left, which is enough for him to test on 7 non-rollable. He passes it, and on top I broke him but didn't catch. And we stop here because now he can just charge me and finish me. So nothing I can really do after that. Yeah, I think let's come back to my turn 3, because this is the moment where I really try to come out of the defensive mode and go more aggressive. I wanted to try out, I wanted to see, to test some opportunities. Some of them were not so good as I thought. I think the right decision here could have been to charge Giant into the Black Cloaks, because I still need to get rid of them, and between the D3 impact, the D6 stomp, and my attack, he strikes before me, so he's going to do some wounds before I attack, meaning I'm going to get more attack. So most likely I'm going to kill the Black Cloak, which is still enough to probably make a check on those guys, and even if he doesn't, I can still flee the Giant afterwards and I get rid of the Black Cloak. So I think the charge of the Giant is worth it. Shouldn't have charged the Corsair, which were in front here. We can discuss whether or not I should charge with the Tusker. I think no. I think I need to reposition the Tusker, turn around a little my Great Khan unit, and do some magic and shooting on the Corsairs that were on the hill, and try to get rid of them with the shooting and magic. I think that's the best decision, and save the Tusker that are still very important for the secondary. Reposition cannon and bombardier in the back. We can discuss about moving forward. I think with those guys, not so stupid. If we have the magic in range and trying to get some breast weapon and shooting, why not? But not take too much risk. And I think that would have been better because it forces him to take the initiative. And I think the crazy play to come here, overrun, get counter charge and stuff was way too complicated, crazy, and needed a lot to happen my way, and wasn't the case. So I think I made some bad decision when I saw this opportunity of losing a Tusker, charging with the Giant, make him flee, turret check, blah blah blah. But still, I mean, I don't need really to go with the Giant. It's still blocking him a lot. This unit is really blocked by those guys at this moment. So I think still just doing the Giant into that was a valid option. But yeah, I think just charge straight into that was the best decision in that case. Because if the Giant comes here, I still have the problem of this combat and I need to make some support. So I think the Giant needed to go into that combat. But that's about it. So I made some wrong decision, but yeah, it's a training. It's good to try out those riskier play to see if they are worth it or not. And in that case, the engagement of the big Great Khan unit and also the Tusker in the middle were not worth it, definitely. Anyway guys, I hope you like this little game. Talk to you soon. Take care.